as I was saying, there was a guy that I knew in school growing up who his mom did this snack that was like layering the bottom of a container with crackers and then like I don't know if they melted it or if they just spread it, but it was like a layer of peanut butter, like a thick layer of peanut butter placed across all the crackers in like a sheet. And then they would melt chocolate and then put that on top of that. And it was basically just a cracker on the bottom, peanut butter, chocolate. And it's like, you know what? That's an A+. That's an A+ thing. I'm here for that, specifically. I can dig it. Alright, well, we're gonna take the old man back to the original place. Let's go. It's like you got salt, you've got crunch, you've got chocolate. What's not to love, right? Rachel, do you have any weird particular snack? Like, just something where you're like, if somebody saw you eating it, they just, like, raise an eyebrow. Like me just eating a whole sleeve of crackers.
Well... I think. Bear with me.
Yeah, take your time. Hot dogs and hoops. I feel like the hoops is a regional slang. Or product. If you would not mind telling us what hoops are, that'd be good.
I mean, I eat pickles and peanut butter sometimes.
Yeah, I'd say that's a weird one. That one just hit me in the brain in a way I didn't like. Heinz hoops, my guy? Couldn't tell you what that is. I wouldn't call hot dogs a snack. That's like a meal. True, that is. Yeah. Unless you're my dad. When my dad was not dust, he would just walk in and eat like a cold hot dog. Absolutely don't understand it. Spaghetti hoops in tomato sauce. Oh, yeah, SpaghettiOs, okay. Yeah, this is just a regional thing. This is a Britishism. Gotcha. The American version of this would be SpaghettiOs. And because of production proximity, Canada would have SpaghettiOs as well. Now, if you want Canada's weird Britishism, it's the fact that our Kit Kats are just like the rest of the world's and not America's for some reason. This is like the Lay's Walkers situation. I haven't had a SpaghettiOs slash like whatever, like the one that was like the alphabet spaghetti. I haven't had one of those since I was a child, and I hated it, but my mom would always give it to me. And there got to be a point where I couldn't stomach eating it anymore. What are Lay's walkers? So in other countries, Lays are branded as walkers. That's all. Like, just the most boring answer. Okay, my shots getting stuck here are a problem. This is unpleasant. I should not have brought this woman, because her powers are overriding my usual one. This guy's gonna kill me. Which is really embarrassing, honestly. Love the walkers, deep ridge, salt, and vinegar when they were out. I missed them. Yep, there you go. See? Ruffled chips are good for that, though. The texturing helps them retain more flavor. I'm not a salt and vinegar guy, but I get it. Canadians love salt and vinegar so much. Like, to the point where the Americans that I know that have been up here are like, why do you have vinegar on the table at restaurants? And it's like, because it's just a condiment to Canadians, man.
I think also, like, when I will just unwrap a block of cheese and just eat it is weird.
I don't think that's weird, only because I know every single person in the world has, like, a moment of doing something like that. But, like, I don't do it because I don't like the texture of cheese bricks. But, like, everyone I've ever known has, like, raided the fridge for cheese. I've been trying to look for other cheeses. It's really hard. Like, people describe cheese really badly. Because you'll just be like, hey, what's this, like, cheese texture and taste like? And they'll be like, oh, it's like a smoky, nutty aroma, and, like, you know, it has, like, this or that or whatever, and it's, like, very creamy and whatever. And I'm like, no. Use normal human words. Don't act like you're a sommelier. Like, you don't need to sell me on the cheese. I want to know, like, empirically, not like it's a poem. We don't need to do this song and dance. Like, I'm not a cheesehead where you're trying to sell me on it because, like, you think I'm gonna buy the fanciest thing in the store. It's like, no, I need you to tell me, like, does this taste or smell badly? And if your answer is, well, it has a strong aroma, shut the fuck up. Like, we're done. Does the cheese smell strong? Yeah, then cool, I don't really want it. Does it have a taste that's described as, like, you know, something that you need to get used to? Don't give it to me. It's like start at 0 and then work up. I've literally ate it by the block before. It's calcium cravings alongside drinking a pint of milk. That would kill Rachel. Like, she would die. If she ate the entire block of cheese and drank a thing of milk, she would, like, cease to live.
Worth it.
What's its Moe's rating? Like, when I want people to explain food stuff to me, it's like, please explain it like you would to a 5-year-old. Like, I have higher level understanding. I understand this. I grasp the finer concepts. I know what nutty and smoky and all of this shit means. What I want is, like, would this be something you could give a picky child and they would maybe not throw up? Like, like if you found, like, the most, like, taste aggressive person and just were like, hey, this is pretty neutral, right? Which brings me actually to a point of knowledge, because I do like learning about things. I do like, knowledge-based facts, and so as a result, I was looking into how people make certain kinds of pastas, and boy howdy, is it really funny when you find out that, like, the original fettuccine Alfredo is, like, just the most boring spaghetti that you've ever seen. It's not actually spaghetti, but you know what I mean. Like, it's the most boring dish, and then America decided to fuck with the formula, and it's like, oh, okay, so it's America's fault that it's worse. Got it. Because, like, whenever I see it, it's like a sloppy mess. It's like a cream sauce all over the top of all of it, and it's wet and goopy, and I'm like, it doesn't look good. And then you look at, like, the original version that was made by, like, the guy that's the chef that invented it, and he's like, oh yeah, it's just a ton of grated cheese on top of noodles, and those noodles have, like, 2 scoops of butter on it. And I'm like, that sounds great. Why isn't it marketed like that? Why don't people just go, yeah, it's just a lot of butter and cheese. And then people are like, nah, you gotta put, like, the cream sauce on. You gotta slop it up. And it just makes me think of the fucking meme where the guy's like, yeah, you gotta slop it up. Put the water on the steak. Slop it up. It doesn't need sauce. The creator made it without sauce. The sauce is the butter and the cheese. You put the butter on, you spoon it around, you put the cheese on, you spoon it around, it gets cheesy and buttery, and that's the sauce. That's the whole sauce. It doesn't need sauce. He invented it without sauce. He made it better than I see any American or Canadian ever make it. Anytime my mother makes it, disgusting. I need the white sauce or I will flee the chef. Then you're making it wrong. You're not making it the way the chef intended. You're making it right for you, but it's no longer what he made. Like, I saw that and I was like, I could maybe eat that. Because it's not a sopping, wet pile of noodles. It's just cheese and butter. And I would like that. I would like cheese and butter on dough. Nobody has ever marketed it to me.
No, you wouldn't, because the dough is really soft and kind of slimy, so.
But it's got all the, like, the cheese. And the cheese is gonna draw out some of that moisture, and it's gonna just bind to the dough.
Because I bet you the cheese that you have to use is either, Parmesan, which is so dry it's not gonna soak anything up, or just plain mozzarella, and I feel like you wouldn't like just mozzarella. But then you're like, well, I would, if you were like, well, I would add a different type of cheese. Well, then you're not sticking to what.
Well, but that's what I'm saying is I think I could do it because I've seen like I don't know with the taste, but like I'm just saying from like the thing I saw, it didn't look like wet sloppy bullshit. Holy shit!
What pasta dish is this? Alfredo?
Yeah, the original one made by the guy.
Yeah, well, guess what? He's wrong.
He made it!
I don't care. We improved on it.
Like, another thing that I found out is that you don't put meat in your spaghetti if you're Italian. Like, in Italy, they don't like that. Meat is its own separate dish. And I'm like, you're telling me that there's an entire place where they don't force meat sauce on you? Incredible.
I mean, it depends. It's still made with a red sauce, but then they usually do add like 3 gigantic meatballs on the side. But then usually what happens is you end up mixing them together anyway.
Well, no, apparently, like, they just are like, you don't put them on the same plate over there. And I'm like, I respect this. Boundaries. Here I am with ham and pineapple. Guess I'll go hang myself. I mean, I feel like at that point, you're just trying to be Canadian. Because Canada loves its pineapple and its pizza. I always feel like one of those, like, crazy Japanese people that's like, no, the taste on its own is fine. Like, those those guys that sit there and are like, no, you don't understand, this meal is flavored entirely by this butter from this one region of Japan. Do I not have anything else I can level up? Are we good? Oh, well, that one. Okay. I mean, we could maybe sell some things. I'm not saying people can't improve on stuff. I'm just saying that for, like, Magnet Factory. I forgot that it's called that. That's so fucking funny, dude. I'm just saying that for, like, a guy like me, it's like, yeah, sometimes you just want the, like, original recipe, you know?
No, you don't. You want that recipe because it is to your taste. Because if the original recipe was slop, but someone made it like that,
then I wouldn't want it.
You'd be like, I want this new version that doesn't have slop.
Well, then I just wouldn't eat it.
That's what I'm saying, though. You would want... If the original was sloppy and gross, and someone was like, I made this instead, and it's just the cheese and the butter, you'd go, the new one is significantly better. Fuck the original guy.
Yeah, and I'm saying that I don't want that.
Oh, okay.
We're not side by side? Huh. Call versus the Imperium. Guy's pretty specific for a void monster. I mean, yeah. I am very specific about things. I will continue to fight the good fight that if you put anything in your grilled cheese, it is no longer a grilled cheese. Because a grilled cheese has, like, 2.5 ingredients. Because I would say that the butter is an ingredient, but I feel like butter or oil is like a mandate in almost any cooking, and if you're not using that, it's usually just plain old water. New thing? Swamp. So we're gonna do the opposite of draining the swamp. Got it. I mean, obviously, because then it's a melt. Yeah, exactly. Like, Rachel and I have had the melt discussion with people before. But, like, there will be people that will fight you about that. Like, my mom will make a grilled cheese and then put, like, tomato in it. And I'm like, well, now it's not a grilled cheese anymore. Like, now it's a tomato and cheese sandwich. And she's like, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, it's not an argument worth having, but, like, don't call it what it isn't. Oh, get me out of here. I'm gonna get killed, man. I'm gonna get killed. I yearn to be free. Wow, we took so much damage. That's actually, like, really terrible. I'm not sure how I feel about Swamp Ball, if I'm being real. She drains on my swamp till I Illuminati. I don't like that. I don't like that one at all. Mostly, I don't like the phrasing draining the swamp in reference to sex. I've heard too many stories about people with, like, really disgusting genitals. Like, nothing will ever be as bad as the one that I saw where it was, like, a woman who presented to a doctor with, like, a really, really bad yeast infection. And then, she got, like, medication for it. Came back a couple weeks later, it had gotten worse. And the doctor was like, have you been taking the medication? She was like, no, because my husband prefers the flavor of it this way. And I was like, alright, that's enough. Like, that man's gonna get a yeast infection in his throat. God forbid a girl cultivates a garden is fucking wretched. Oh my god. Absolute misery. Speaking of cultivating a garden, we are just building an entire poison build. Like, everything is doing toxic damage. My forest is razed to the ground. We love poison builds. We do love poison builds here, actually. Poison builds may be one of my favorite builds in almost every game that I play. I love dots. I love damage over time. Not as much damage on this output as I would like, but... such is the life, I suppose. Oh, next one we get, we can go for a third. Let's go. It's so much poison, man. I kind of want to try to combine the swamp and the noxious one together. I slowly feel myself becoming obsessed with Necrons, not gonna lie. They're pretty cool. Shepard used to play Necrons. Pasta has Necrons. I have a couple of Necrons. They're a nice army to have as like a side thing. They're just skeletons, you know? How do you go wrong with fucking skeletons? You can play them like they're the Terminator, you can play them like they're ancient Egyptians, it's up to you. You can play them like they're zombies coming for your skin. Alright, let's do a fusion of Swamp and Noxious. What do we got? Swamp plus Noxious. It just makes Swamp a little green. Is really funny. You know what? That's actually not bad damage. Just passing through doing 200 on each pass. And we can use that to get poison people to come back as enemies? Alright. Swapping to the phone as my old man back is killing me? Yeah, that's fair. Got toxic yaoi, legions of skeleton warriors, mechanical constructs that melt your bones, scarabs. Scarabs are cute. Scarabs are cute. True. I mean, we have to keep picking up poison at this point, because now it's just a meme. This is the poison run. It's actually doing, like, crazy poison. They're not taking huge numbers, but those stacks are wild. Love the tech and the trans Necron. Yeah, they're pretty cool. The fact that it's mentioned so offhandedly is very nice, admittedly. It's not like a big fuss, you know? It's like, you're fucking metal skeletons, man. Does gender even matter anymore? Like, I'm just imagining somebody, like, transvestigating the Tomb Kings. And being like, your hips are too narrow to have been a princess. Nobody has birthed from these hips. The tech magic stuff is very funny to me, though, because it's like everybody's technology in Warhammer has, like, one thing that borders on just straight-up magic. Why'd they take a bunch of fire damage there? What the fuck was that? Or is that just crit damage? Oh, is it the earth? Is it the rock? It's the rock. It's the rock. Got it. The AdMech that I have, my Chaos AdMech guys, they discovered a Necron tomb world and managed to subdue it. So, like, before everybody woke up, they were just like, nah, and flicked off the lights. And they've been raiding it for Necrodermis and trying to utilize the Necrodermis in the advancement of their Dark Mechanicum bullshit. And so I have this one, counts as like a knight proxy that I made. And it has the dune crawler legs, the spider legs, from the AdMech thing. But then its body is like a Nagash shrine from Age of Sigmar. And so it's just like a Tomb King's painted skeleton upper half and head. But then it's like 2 guns for arms and robot crawler legs. And essentially the idea was they made this thing using Necrodermis as like a part of the hull. And then the Necrodermis just kept growing and growing until it started to encase everything. And then all of the warp magic bullshit that was put into it because fucking Chaos Admech just turned it into a living skeletal structure as it consumed the pilot. So now the pilot's trapped inside this big, stupid skeleton for the rest of his existence. So you make Boulder faster. That's just really cool. That's the type of stuff that I try to do with my kit bashing. Like one of my guys is like a fucking Chaos Apothecary that works with my Thousand Suns dudes. And his thing is that like thousands and thousands and thousands of years before, during the beginnings of the Crusade, when they had, you know, the Thousand Suns starting up, his son got picked to be one of the people to go to become a Space Marine, and he was like, I won't let you take him unless you take me. And so they did the thing to make him a pseudo-Astartes, and he lived and his kid lived, so they both managed to be in it together. But then his kid ended up dying during the Crusades, during the Heresy. And so he was like, oh, my son. And now he just continues to do the, you know, apothecary stuff that he did back then, but for the new would-be aspirant sorcerers to the Thousand Suns. So essentially his entire existence is training new people to become Chaos Space Marine sorcerers, and then sending them out only to see them, you know, fucking die over and over and over again, and that's just the existence that he has to live with. That's also really cool, but also fucking depressing. Yeah, I really liked the pseudo-Astartes idea, and I was like, wouldn't it be neat if a guy whose son was taken to be an Astartes managed to become one of the pseudo ones himself, only to outlive his own child? Like, I thought that was a really cool idea, if not extremely bleak. We are out of money. Like, he's not even, like, really chaosed out. He's just kind of like, this was my job, and this continues to be my job. I'm kind of curious about using these two in conjunction. How is this going to work? Is this just going to be a bad idea? Is this just a bad plan? Oh, it really does. It does make it come from behind. Oh, that's so interesting. Okay. Oh, this is so weird. Because if I drop one, it's just gonna come out from behind. This is kind of actually a great combo, because there's really no downside. If you miss, it's into play really quickly. If you don't miss, then it just keeps going and gets stronger. Holy shit. But yeah, no, like, my whole thing is that I try to kit bash just so much chaos. Like my Chaos Sisters of Battle that I have are, like a borderline, before they were outright chaos, like, borderline heretical already. Because they essentially were a conquered group of people whose religion was incorporated into the Imperium. So basically, like, the Imperium saw that and went, okay, so you worship one really big guy. So that big guy, he was actually the Emperor the whole time. And that guy was essentially an XP of Osiris. Like, their planet basically got a bunch of ancient Egyptian myth and overlapped it onto theirs. How that culture came about, lost to history, right? But the idea was like, yeah, we'll take that, why not? Like, they worshipped Osiris as their god, but their belief was that he had been split into pieces and was a, like, fractured, impotent god that one day would come to rule them again when he was put back together, right? And so when the Imperium showed up, they went, yeah, hey, our leader is also an incapacitated dude sitting on a throne. He's just, it's the same dude. We worship the same guy. You should just worship the Emperor. And they went, okay. And when they set up a fucking convent there, they immediately were like, well, in our culture, you don't do, like, sisters, you do, like, brides. Like, you used to be the brides of the Emperor, and so, you know, it's the brides of Wazir instead, an alternate name for Osiris. And so their whole idea, it was like, we need to do this so we can find all of the Emperor's missing parts. And if we can find all of his missing parts, we'll be able to put him back together. And if we put him back together, then he can get off the throne and rule humanity again. And then they end up basically just getting tricked by a Tzeentch demon. Like, to run it short from there. A Tzeentch demon that is entombed on the world speaks to one of the leaders of the Sisters of Battle there. And manages to convince them that they are an emissary of the Emperor. Man, I don't know which one I want to grab for this. I think we're gonna go with that one. I have a feeling that they did not put him back together. Well, what has happened is that as they've gotten more corrupted over time, they've kind of started to buy into their delusions. So, like, some of the sisters started to develop, like, bird features, right? And because Wazir is the father of, get this, the Horus, because gestures at actually, you know, real Egyptian mythology, when they find out about Horus, they're just like, oh, okay. So the son of our god was the son of your god. And he believed in these things. And then they start getting, like, mutations, and they're like, truly the Emperor is working his wonders. He is giving us his gifts. He is blessing us. And as the Canoness ascends to become a demon prince after doing enough, the Canoness is worshipped as an imperial saint by these people. And of course they get kicked out of the Imperium pretty quickly, but they just think that that's because there's heresy going on. Clearly the heresy is coming from inside the house. and the Emperor's true faithful would know the real name of his son, and know that he isn't a traitor. You know? Least confusing Zechian plot. It's pretty direct. It's honestly pretty direct, which is just we have co-opted your religion, and now we have also co-opted your religion. But yeah, basically, like, every now and then some of them get some, like, cool demon features, and those ones are considered more special than the others, because they're more blessed by the Emperor. And they've just completely drank the Kool-Aid. They've bought into it completely, and as of now, they're, you know, just out there doing things. They've joined up with the AdMech and the Chaos Forces that I have as my other kit bashes. And they're just like, well, these are clearly just other maligned forces that their you know, intent has not been understood. Which, given the Thousand Sons and Magnus, you can really make that argument for these people. Because they're literally in the Magnus did nothing wrong camp. There isn't really going to be back for them, might as well huff the copium. Exactly, right? It's either we all die or we just believe it. Dude, we're fucked right now. These things are not gonna... They're all gonna hurt us. We gotta kill them before they can get down here and be a problem again. Get to say Kalth was an act of self-defense. Listen, I don't believe the Magnus did nothing wrong thing, but it's like, I don't think that he did anything wrong intentionally. Like, it's like when you, it's like when you go to tell somebody that, like, something is going on, right? And when you walk in, you see that person's there, and you're like, oh fuck. I've made a mistake. Like, Magnus made a lot of errors. Back to back. He had good intentions, but... Unfortunately, like, literally the entire deck was stacked against that guy. Like, that guy was fucked. The god of trickery and lies is specifically plotting against you. And on top of that, your father is, like, the next guy in line to be, like, the biggest liar in the universe. Like, there's no getting free from that one, man. You're just fucked. Why is it just poison runs today? Why are we just getting poison? This one's not going too hot. I'm not gonna lie. Having the god of really good at causing people's downfall cause your downfall is kind of rough, yeah. I think the really funny thing is, like, Tzeentch locked in super hard on Magnus, like, instantly. He saw Magnus frame 1 in his crib, in his cryopod, and was like, that's my boy. I've got this shit. This is gonna go so well. I know exactly what I'm doing. And it worked. Like, he played everybody involved. Fucking... The Emperor got. The Webway Project got. Fucking Mortarion hates them, and he got. Fucking Angron hates them and got. Fucking Magnus got by, you know, Lehman. Like, everybody lost. Lehman technically lost. Like, everybody involved in that scheme got fucked. In every direction. It was bad for every single person. Tzeentch canonically used to be the strongest. And then they had to break their staff because the other 3 gods were gonna come after them. So, kind of. The answer to your question is kind of. After them, I think it was Nurgle and then Khorne for a while. And it's just kind of been like a 3-way game of flip-flopping back and forth of who's the strongest. This is gonna be rough, let me tell you what. Dude, this sucks. Dude, this sucks. I can't believe we got. That sucks shit, dude. That sucks so bad. Those two don't work well together. It seems like a cool idea, and it's really cool for like the first area, and then it's bad. But oh well. Shikata Ganayo. Still like to think there was a bidding after the Primarchs got shot for who wants who. Well, here's the thing. Like I said, like, Tzeentch picked, and he was on it. That guy knew what he was shooting for, right? But, like, some of the other gods were competing. And I wonder if some of them were the reasons for some of the changes. Oh my god, this thing will not finish. Like, apparently, Fulgrim and Jagatai were supposed to swap places. Like, everyone wanted Sanguinius to a degree, yeah. I don't think Nurgle was really trying, and Tzeentch was just kind of there because. But, like, Khorne really wanted him. Khorne really, really wanted him. You actually get a kind of mini version of the Khorne versus Tzeentch thing with the Tau of all things, because Khorne really wanted to get Commander Farsight, and Tzeentch was like, Lamau, oh, but what if no? Like, what if I simply did not allow you? Alright, let's go back and try that again. Corrin's greed sickens me. Corrin just wants dudes that want to fight really bad. Like Tzeentch, the guy of magic going after the Tau is crazy. And I think he literally was just like, I kind of just want to fuck with Corrin. Because Commander Farsight is already a guy that loves red. He's part of the group of people that want to just go and fight hard, you know? So it's like, why does Tzeentch want this guy? Man, this is just gonna become a broodmother, isn't it? Alright. Well, we're working with it. Well, okay, we'll take that. Bleed them from the back, as it were. This is gonna be the episode that's just titled, like, the one where I don't stop talking about Warhammer. Whenever I finish working on my, my Domina, my fucking, AdMech lady, I'll post them for you, because they have fucking built a Necron chestplate into their body. So their torso is just like a modified Necron body. Because of the aforementioned experiments with Necrodermis. You have to post that? What? I've posted it before, but it's always been like it's a work in progress. I really want to finish it at some point, but I've just been so lazy. Do you know, like, the Ossiarch Bone Reapers from AOS? Because, like, I've been using Ossiarch Bone Reaper parts to represent Chaos Necron bits. They're the fantasy Skelemen. And so basically I've got like a bin full of Ossiarch Bone Reaper bodies. And I cut up their parts and use their parts to augment other stuff. I've been using some of the Necromunda cultist guys. And trying to have them, like, kind of be parts of the AdMech team that I have. So, like, I made, like, one that was, like, one of the Skitarii, like, sniper guys. And it has, like, a modified Eldar weapon. Because the idea is, like, it's not just Necron tech that they're experimenting with, it's like, all alien tech, right? All Xenotech, all Chaos Tech, all of that sort of stuff. But the Necrodermis is, like, the theming for what they visually look like. Because I think that, like, using the Ossiarch Bone Reapers to make, like, skeletal stuff like that is a really fun idea, and it allows me to incorporate Necron technology as, like, a thing a little easier. But yeah, basically one of the people in charge of that sort of research is this fucking AdMech lady that I built, who has incorporated Necron tech into their body. But then their lower half is just 3 tentacles? Like 3 mechadendrites? If you told an AdMech about Necrodermis minus the Xenos part, they'd probably oil their robes. I think that even with the Xenos part, a lot of them would probably still be for it. But only the more radical ones. Because, like, you've got a lot of them that are, like, Call. They just can't openly be, you know what I mean? Like, Call 100% is just like, just let me do fucking whatever, man. But, like, knows he can't say that out loud. So he's just kind of playing along. Like, the guy's got an AI sitting on fucking G-Man's ship. I love that the Call inferior, whenever Gilliman goes up to it and is like, hey man, you know, what would Call do in this situation? And the AI is just like, well, I'm not saying that I am Call, but if I were Call, which I'm not. There's an overlord that just runs elaborate sports series as an fucking OC lore is really funny. I like the idea of Necron Blazeball. That's extremely good, actually. Like, that's really funny. I mean, if a Chaos God can do it, why can't they? 100% definitely not abominable intelligence based on Call's brain, no way. Yeah. I mean, like, Gelman can't really talk because he does have an Eldar just hanging out on his ship. Which makes me a little mad because that Eldar used to be half human. And then they retconned him. I wish that it was still just a guy. If anything, I wish that they made up like a reason for it. Like he's not actually half human, but that he was like a homunculi experiment where they like manipulated some guy's genes so that way he's half Eldar, half, you know, Astartes. I'm still pretty confident that that guy is also named after, like, a professional tennis player. Which, I mean, it's Games Workshop, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, this is a lot better. Alright. Hemorrhage Leech, let's go. Oh, that actually looks cool. Leech Sacrifice. 390 a hit. I don't have, like, a super well-defined lore for my Necrons either. But my Necron lore basically is that it was a tomb world that had been operating as, like, a... like, more or less like an exaggerated noble court for this one Necron Pharaon. And, essentially she... like, she woke up, saw that the world had been overgrown by plants, and that all of her shit was in disrepair, and just kinda went, alright, fucking fine, I guess. And then proceeded to just not allow anybody to colonize that planet, because she just wants it to stay quiet. Because she just doesn't want to get involved with Necron politics. Like, she's just checked out. And so it's like, anytime somebody shows up on the planet, she wakes up the forces, and then kicks them off her lawn. And then otherwise, she just turns everybody back off, and then goes back to just sleep. She's like, I'll wake up in another couple million years when all this shit's finally over. Just tired, annoyed old people. Basically. That's my Necron lore. Like, they're not as thought out as all of my various different Chaos guys. I am through and through a Chaos guy ever since I was in, like, 7th grade. The second that I saw those Chaos Space Marines, I was like, this is for me. But I love Necrons because they're space Egyptians. So, like, I can't not love it. I might need to take a moment and get a drink after this. Which will probably be fine, because I think this will be, like, when the next, recording ending would be anyway. My throat's just kind of hurting a little bit. Can we just chip you? Yeah, we can, okay. Nice. Always Sunny title slaps. Too real. I love Charlie. Excuse me? Hi, Shepard. Where did that come from? My one chaos idea is like, what if the sun made you go crazy? It'll probably be what I do for Emperor's Children. What if the sun made you go crazy? Is that not just your Discord message? Gotcha. They don't even get us, man. Yeah, okay. It took me a minute to remember that I made that. But I was gonna say, isn't the sun makes you crazy? I guess it's like the moon makes you crazy, right? That's that new, like, Don't Look Up or whatever game. Look Outside something, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm talking about. That game. Now I sound like Shepard talking. I don't quite know the Look Outside lore. I need to play that. Yeah, I think it's just the moon makes you go crazy. You point at me even though I'm... Yeah, I showed my mom those clips from It's Always Sunny, and I went, doesn't this remind you of Shepard? And she was like, yeah. $3K. Well, that's those 3 things. Still shy. Okay. Well, that's fine. We can do like a content in a minute. I'm gonna end that recording for now, and I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be back in a minute.